Hey guys, so today I'm going to be testing the KVD Beauty Good Apple Full Coverage Serum Foundation. I have yet to try the Good Apple Balm Foundation, which I know went viral last year, but hopefully this one works for me. I'm kind of scared to try the balm one, not gonna lie. It just doesn't sound like the kind of foundation that I would enjoy or that would work for me, but a serum foundation I feel like might end up working for me, but we'll have to see. I'm going to be doing a wear test today, so I'm aiming to wear this for at least 8 hours. I feel like that's a good amount of time to really see how it wears, if it breaks up in any areas, if it gets patchy. So let's jump right into it. All right, so let's look at the claims of this foundation. I'm on the Sephora app right now. So this says that it's a lightweight full coverage serum foundation that blends and bends with skin for a natural seamless finish and transfer-proof wear. It does have a few highlighted ingredients like quince leaf extract that's supposed to help keep shine in check, apple extract which nourishes and keeps skin looking fresh, and glycerin which nourishes skin for all-day comfort. I love that this is supposed to have a natural finish because that's usually the kind of finish that I go for. So I'm excited about this one. Let's go ahead and try it. I picked this up in the shade medium 36 and it seems to be a good match. I did swatch it yesterday on my face and it looks like it's gonna match me, but I guess I'll have to see how it looks all over my face. But I am gonna apply one half of my face with a brush and the other half with a sponge. And I almost forgot to show you what the box looks like, but I really like this. I'm loving the design on the front, but here is the foundation bottle. Super pretty. I love this packaging. It does have a pump, which is really nice, and it does say to shake this up very well, so I did do that right now. By the way, I'm not going to use any primers or setting sprays. The only kind of primer that I have is my sunscreen. I did apply the CANMAKE Mermaid Skin Gel UV, which is my favorite sunscreen, or at least like my favorite glowy one. I really like the Supergoop Unseen sunscreen as well, but today I wanted to try the foundation with this one. So here is what one pump looks like, and it's not as liquidy as I thought it would be. It's not sliding down the palette as easily as I thought it would. Let's start with one pump, and I'm going to use a brush first. So I'm going to start on this side. That kind of disappeared into my skin, which could be a good thing, but I almost feel like the foundation brush soaked up all the foundation because that was one full pump and I'm not getting much coverage. So maybe I'll apply it directly onto my skin and then buff it out with a brush. Some foundations tend to apply better that way. Okay, yeah, let's do that because that was a full pump already and I'm not getting that much coverage, maybe like medium coverage. So far it did even out my skin tone really nicely, but I definitely need a little bit more. These pumps are actually very tiny, so yeah, I definitely need more foundation. I'm gonna dot it on and maybe work in sections. Okay, the shade match is decent. It looks a little yellow, but sometimes I prefer that because it all ends up looking seamless in the end. I'm gonna dot a little bit up here. So I'm just kind of building up the foundation in sections because I feel like this one does start down pretty quickly. My ears are looking so red right now, so I'm gonna buff on like whatever's left on the brush. Okay, here is what pretty much one pump looks like on one half of my face with a brush. It's looking a little bit cakey around my nose, which does happen with a lot of foundations, but it looks a little bit heavy there. Everywhere else, I feel like it's looking really good. Again, maybe not full coverage, but I also don't want to build it up too much. So I'm pretty happy with the amount of coverage I'm getting with a brush. Let's see what it looks like with a sponge. I didn't end up using the entire second pump, so this is how much I have left. So once again, I'm gonna dot it on first. Yeah, this shade is very yellow, but it doesn't look bad once I blend it out. It ends up matching me pretty well. So let's go in with the sponge. Okay, I'm actually struggling a little bit to blend this in. I feel like it's kind of lifting in certain areas, especially like right here. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more directly onto my sponge and see what it looks like, because I'm not getting that much coverage with a sponge. Ooh, that's looking kind of weird. It's not wanting to blend that well. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna switch back over to a brush and try to even this out because it's looking very patchy in certain areas. But yeah, so far I'm actually preferring the way that it looks with a brush. It just looks more seamless overall, and I like the coverage that I got with a brush. I'm not liking the sponge side very much, but it does look a lot better now that I went over it with my foundation brush. So yeah, this is pretty much 2 pumps total. I think it looks okay so far, maybe a little bit heavier than what I'm used to, and especially around my nose, it's looking pretty cakey. So let me go over it with a sponge just all over and see if I can make it blend a little bit better. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna do that because it started lifting up the foundation. This foundation doesn't seem to like a beauty sponge for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but a brush is honestly the best way to apply this so far that I'm noticing, and especially working in sections really helped. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I'm not very happy with this foundation so far, just my initial impressions, but let's see how everything else applies over top of it. So I will be right back. All right, so I finished applying the rest of my makeup and everything went on fine. I still think the foundation looks heavy, and as I've been wearing it for a few minutes now, it does look like it sank into my pores. It's kind of gathering in certain areas and it just doesn't look very seamless. So far, I'm not very hopeful about this foundation, but I do want to give it a fair chance and wear it for at least 8 hours. Hopefully this will look better throughout the day. There are foundations that tend to look better as you wear them throughout the day, but I don't know how this one is going to be. It is currently 3:17 p.m. I'll check back in a few hours, so I'll see you then. All right, check-in number 1. I wanted to show you how this foundation looks like in natural lighting. So I think this looks better from afar. Once I get up close, I feel like you can start to see the cakiness. I don't know how it looks on camera because I am filming with my iPhone, which can smooth things out a little bit, but hopefully you can see what it's looking like. I've had it on for maybe an hour. I started editing this video already, so I haven't done much, at least not like physical activity. So yeah, I'm still not sure that I like this foundation, especially for the price, which I believe is $38. What I do like, however, is that it hasn't sunk into my smile lines. That's usually a problem area for me, so I like that it hasn't done that, but it has kind of gathered in my pores. I feel like it's emphasizing some texture and it looks a little bit dry. Maybe not from a distance, but up close, it does look a little bit dry. So I'm gonna keep wearing it. I'll check back in a few hours, so I'll see you then. All right, so time for my final check-in. I've been wearing this foundation for almost 9 hours. It's just about midnight. So far, I don't like this foundation. It still looks really heavy. It's super cakey in certain areas, especially around my nose. Hopefully you can see it on camera. I am filming this with my iPhone. It also gathered in certain areas, like in between my brows. I don't know if you can see that, but that is foundation right there that like lifted and gathered. But overall, I feel like I just look really greasy and it feels really uncomfortable on my skin. I just want to take this off. So not very lightweight. It's not a very comfortable foundation, at least not for me. I was hoping that this foundation would look a little bit better throughout the day, but it actually got worse. Maybe it could benefit from a primer, especially a oil controlling or pore diffusing primer. Yeah, this foundation doesn't do anything to minimize the appearance of pores. If anything, it just emphasizes them. And then same thing with dry patches. I do have quite a few dry patches, so it did emphasize that as well. And my smile lines don't look terrible. Same thing with my frown lines, but they still look a little bit emphasized. So yeah, I'm not liking this foundation, but I am gonna try it at least a couple more times with different primers, setting sprays, but if it doesn't work out for me, that's fine. And as far as the transfer resistant claims go, I did test that out with a napkin, so I'll insert the footage, but it was kind of transfer resistant, but not completely. I did see a little bit of foundation rub off onto the napkin. So not fully transfer resistant in my opinion. Then again, I don't have any foundations that are, even the ones that have claimed to be transfer resistant have never actually been. So just something to keep in mind. This might work for you if you have normal skin. My oily combo skin doesn't seem to like it, but I'm gonna see if I can make it work anyway. Those are my final thoughts and my first impressions on this foundation. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.